You might not want to listen to what we're about to say if you've already jumped back on the Stranger Things hype train following the wild ride that was the Season 4, Volume 2 conclusion. The Stranger Things creators, Matt and Ross Duffer, announced that Season 5 will be the show's final installment in an open letter to the show's followers published by The Hollywood Reporter. They said that they plotted out the whole Stranger Things story arc 7 years ago and anticipated that the plot would span 4 to 5 seasons back then. They essentially rushed towards the conclusion, but it proved to be too big to convey in 4, so that's basically why we're getting a Season 5. But don't panic, Stranger Things fans, there are still 80 to 120 hours of the show left to watch, depending on how many volumes the Duffer Brothers decide to divide Season 5 into. Here's everything we know so far. When will Stranger Things Season 5 be released? Well, for the time being, let's hold off on getting too enthusiastic about the show's ending since Season 5 hasn't yet started production. Late 2023 is pretty ambitious, but there's a small chance of accomplishing that if production gets underway soon. So if they start filming like now, it's likely that the series would return for its last season in 2024. You have to wonder whether Stranger Things won't return until 2023, given that it took over 3 years between the premieres of the 3rd and 4th seasons, which was partially brought on by the pandemic. It'll take a while to shoot it if the Duffer Brothers are considering something even substantially comparable to the scope of Season 4. What should we expect to happen, though? It seems borderline crazy to start making predictions about how Stranger Things will conclude, since we're sure you're all still in shock and/or investing in a bulk Kleenex order for what's happened. But we have to do it. You're still here, too. So let's start by talking about the interdimensional gap that made Hawkins a crisis zone. Hawkins and the Upside Down are immersed in a horrific struggle. The neighborhood is surrounded by enormous, terrifying clouds in the last shot, along with a field of withering flowers. So what's going to happen in Hawkins? It goes without saying that by widening the passageway between Hawkins and the Upside Down, the poor little Indiana town will gradually change into the red and black nightmare our favorite kids have struggled to extinguish during the whole run of Stranger Things. It remains to be seen how long Hawkins people will be able to convince themselves that it was just an earthquake. The truth has to come out at some point, right? Because honestly, how long can they continue to blame the helpless Hellfire Club? Does our favorite gang still have it in them to fight? They'll need to. Vechna will probably hunt down 11 to exact some delicious retribution, despite the fact that he will, be busy forging a new global order. She'll probably level herself up before the last battle because we're slowly understanding that the Hawkins lab prodigies literally have god powers. They can raise the dead, maybe. All in all, our theory is that she'll have some professional help like she did in Season 4. Along with that, from what we've seen, we think Max and Will both eventually gain supernatural abilities. Maybe Will's experience in the Upside Down gave him skills that he won't fully understand until he reaches maturity. Max, too? Maybe the Duffer Brothers will include a boy who lived style scenario, similar to what happened in Harry Potter, where she's traumatized from the close call and obtains an advantage against the evil guy as a result. In any case, 11 will have to use more of her psychic power to cause Max to wake up from her coma sooner rather than later. Whatever happens, Season 5 will likely start with our heroes attempting to either completely destroy or put the Upside Down back to where it came from. Start your prayer groups right away to ensure that none of your favorite characters perish at Vechna's horrific hands in the series finale. Get ready for the horror, folks. The 4th season of Stranger Things has not only been the show's largest and scariest season ever, but also its most watched, garnering some astounding viewing numbers in its first week of release. By using her smash song Running Up That Hill in that scene in Episode 4, Kate Bush has returned to the top of the charts, and the Season 4 Volume 2 climactic twists have created the ideal cliffhanger as we wait for Season 5. It goes without saying that the new enemy Vechna has been a smashing success. The creators and producers of the show Stranger Things have always had a conclusion and a whole series planned, but it's been a well-kept secret. Here's some more insight. Will Stranger Things Season 5 be the final season? The show's 5th and final season will be its last, the Duffer Brothers said in a message to viewers. They said that the whole Stranger Things plot arc was mapped out 7 years ago. They anticipated the storyline would go for 4 or 5 seasons at the time. They couldn't fit the entire story into 4, but as you can see, we are quickly approaching the conclusion. As far as spin-off series go, Stranger Things is still the most recognizable and well-liked series on Netflix, so it would be odd if the streaming service didn't try to expand the universe. However, nothing about future additions to the Stranger Things universe has been released yet. Ross and Matt Duffer, the show's creators, will be mostly in charge of determining how many spin-offs or series come out of Stranger Things, but it doesn't appear like the boys have thoroughly investigated this universe. In a statement to fans regarding the end of the series, the creators wrote, "There are many more thrilling stories to tell inside the universe of Stranger Things, new mysteries, new adventures, and new unexpected heroes." They also said that they're very thrilled about a concept for a spin-off that they have, but they haven't yet informed anyone about it or even started writing it. They believe that because the concept is so novel, everyone, including Netflix, will be taken aback when they learn about it. Sounds exciting, doesn't it? The brothers have stated that they'll work on the spin-off alongside Season 5, so gear up, folks. Season 5 won't be the last. Apparently, there's a parallel version of it forming for Season 5, according to Matt Duffer. Could 11 have a standalone series? A detective agency run by Robin and Nancy? A Dustin and Steve sitcom? All we can do is wait and see, so let's stick to Season 5 for now. What do we know about Stranger Things Season 5? We don't know much at this point, other than the fact that it's the beginning of the end, as Vechna Henry 1 foretold before Elle swung him out the window, seriously injuring him. He's definitely going to be coming back for vengeance, that's for sure. Jamie Campbell Bower gave a clue in an interview that the Season 5 villain Vechna might be making a comeback, and according to the Duffer brothers, Season 5 will be set up by the end of Season 4 and won't need to reintroduce the characters. According to Ross Duffer, Season 5 is simply going to be pedal to the metal from the first scene. Ross also mentioned that the Netflix execs were in a sobbing mess as a result of their preparations for Season 5. Many successful TV shows suffer from the same problem of adding seasons after seasons without considering how they may end. However, Stranger Things director Sean Levy told viewers that there has always been a strategy. Levy said that it's not like everybody is improvising as they move along season after season, but in fact, there's always been a goal in sight, if you will. Another time leap will most probably occur at the start of Season 5, according to the Duffer brothers, who have previously said this in interviews. The two agreed that it made sense to go on into the 1980s in order to keep up with the cast's advancing years. Maybe Season 5 will begin in 1988 or possibly 1989 and continue to the decade's conclusion. Who knows? Will Vechna be the big bad once again? According to Dustin, who's played by Gaten Matarazzo, he believed the Demogorgon was the Mind Flayer's foot soldier, while Jamie Campbell Bower's Vechna, his 5-star general, was the Mind Flayer. Dustin was right to think that the humanoid Vechna was stronger than any demo creature, but it seems like he still underestimated the evil wizard. In the Season 4 finale, Vechna, formerly known as Number 1, and before that as Henry Creel, proudly claims to be the cause of Eleven's agony. Vechna looked at the Upside Down when he got there and decided it was to his taste. Even before meeting the Mind Flayer, he became a part of its power. Ever since he was forced into the Upside Down by Eleven, Vechna has been looking for her as a kind of key which he thought he could use to enter the normal world and wreak havoc. And that's exactly what's happened, and his destruction has only begun to take form. Vechna has been the main antagonist of the series for the entire time, and Will Byers claims that Vechna still hasn't been defeated. Will can still feel Vechna's presence because of his previous interaction with the Mind Flayer, who was acting as a representative for Vechna. Despite the supposedly deadly burn injuries, he's confident that Vechna will recover and live to fight another day. So you can rest assured that there will be yet another epic battle between 1 and 11 in this series finale. What's happening to Hawkins? Vechna's ultimate objective, as previously mentioned, is to devastate our defenseless world with the horrible turmoil of the Upside Down. He sort of succeeds in that quest, which is a charming aspect of the Season 4 finale. In doing so, Vechna was able to open a fourth gate and shatter the barrier between the two worlds by murdering Max. More on that in a bit. The power of the dam's breaching causes a 7.6 magnitude earthquake in Hawkins, which immediately causes devastation and kills at least 22 people. Unfortunately, the awful news didn't end with that earthquake. According to the season's last shot, a sizable portion of the Upside Down has apparently found its way into the world. Outside of Hopper's cabin, a huge section of the normal world is essentially in black and white. In addition, dark clouds are moving over the sky that are tinted with crimson lightning. Hawkins' normal residents, such as Mike's father Ted, laugh at the idea that the town is cursed. However, they may be forced to believe it when the ominous black clouds of Season 5 arrive. Where is Max? The whereabouts of Max Mayfield will likely be the biggest mystery that Stranger Things Season 5 will have to solve. We're aware of the location of Max's body. Her mortal body is now unconscious on a hospital bed in Hawkins, but we have no idea where her consciousness is. Max's life was successfully saved by Eleven using her telepathic talents that we had never before witnessed before Season 4. Max appeared to have lost consciousness during this procedure, though. Eleven tries to get into her head in the hospital, but all she discovers is a dark void covered with ankle-deep water. There's no longer any trace of Max Mayfield, so where might she be? It's possible that Max is still under Vechna's control in his or her thoughts, but we're just going to assume that she's off exploring the intangible world in search of a weapon to finally defeat the monster, because that would be terrible. Well, this concludes today's video. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it and subscribe for more updates on the latest and greatest TV shows. Bye for now, and we'll see you back here next time.